Hi there, I'm Kelly and I'm a GB and a BB mum. I am just popping on for a few minutes, been asked to just share what life in our home is like at the minute. But you'll realise very quickly that with me, it's keeping it real. I'm not going to be telling you how to make oat bubble baths and, lovely hand creams and come back from your country walk with lots of greenery to plant around your house. No, I'm about surviving this. So there's my husband and I at home with 3 kids. So the oldest girl, she's just waiting on her A-level results for the A-levels that she didn't actually have to sit. The next girl, Hope, she's third form, so she's just finishing off the year's course and then moving into her year 4, starting her GCSEs. She did have a GCSE cancelled. I think she's probably the only one in the country who was absolutely thrilled, so she didn't have to do that. And then I have a son who is a P6. He's 9 and he's going into AQE, as you know, many of you'll be aware of. So that's kind of us. That's how we're made up in our household. We have surviving is a good word. I wouldn't quite call what we're doing at the minute living, but we're surviving. We have all been we're all in this together and we've all been thrown into this situation. And I think for me, I've tried to get through it with humour. I've tried to get through it with laughter, although it is very, very, very serious event what is happening. But, all the memes that are going round showing, the dogs hiding so they don't have to go on another walk, and, haircuts that have maybe not just quite what the professionals have given us up until now. So I've been trying to keep myself amused by just, seeing the humour in this side of things from a very serious situation. But we have tried as a family, I would say, I've got teenagers, there's hormones around this house like you wouldn't believe. But it's real and it's just about getting through it, I think. But we've tried to keep a bit of reality and tried to say, do you know what? Let's make some memories. We've made a capsule, COVID-19 capsule, and I've been telling the kids, like, you're living history now, you're living actual real history. Your grandchildren are going to ask you about this, what was it like back in 2020? It's like one of the questions on the future history A-level papers is going to be, what year was COVID-19? Well, that's a trick question because it was 2020. So we've tried to sort of get through by making fun memories, whether that be from making a capsule of all the things that we're doing at the minute, how we're surviving. And I'd sent a copy of that to Jo, so if you want to do that, you can get it from her. But also trying to make the most of just family time. They do say that your kids are with you for 18 summers. And I guess now that I've got one that's that age, I'm aware that we're on borrowed time with that. And so it's just making memories. So every night after dinner, we're playing a board game together. And that's kind of been our thing each night. It did start off as an afternoon game of basketball in the driveway. But yeah, that faded very quickly, thank goodness. So we're now a board game we've been doing every night after tea. And then before we go to bed, we've been watching with the 2 older girls a movie. Really, eating and Netflix seems to be everybody's go-to at the moment. So that's kind of how we're getting by. Where yes, there's good days. Yes, there's bad days. Yes, and some of those are all in the one day. A good time, a bad time, depending on what hour of the day it is. But really just trying to keep routine. People that have gone before us in other countries are saying, get up, get washed, get dressed, try to keep some routine. And I have to say, my husband is really, really good at that. Dragging us all out of bed in the mornings to get washed and dressed and ready for the day. So yeah, that's kind of been kind of where we're at. Any hints and tips about sort of how to get through? I think we're all learning from each other, aren't we? None of us have done this before and we're all just trying to do our best. I think probably I read somewhere, again, one of these funny memes, I read somewhere that said, if the scientists don't find a vaccine for this COVID, parents of school kids will have found it very, very quickly. I thought that was quite interesting. But probably my biggest tip, my biggest piece of advice would be, again, based on something that I read, was just to give yourselves a break. Because I know in the first week of this, I was trying to be all things to all people. You know, I was trying to work full time. I was being a canteen assistant to everybody else that was at home. I was trying to homeschool. I was trying to keep up normal life. And here's the thing. This is not normal life. This is just about surviving and getting out the other end. And that whole time people say, no, I'm homeschooling, I'm this and that. No, I wasn't homeschooling. Homeschooling is something that you choose. Homeschooling is something that you prepare for. Homeschooling is something that you decide that you want to do. I'm not homeschooling. I am simply getting through work that the professional teachers have sent me. I would not call what I'm doing with my children homeschooling by a long shot. Homeschoolers would be mortified if I was put in the same category. So we talk about this homeschooling, but you know, we're not teachers. We're not qualified. We didn't prepare a plan or choose this. We have been catapulted into it. So my biggest piece of advice, to be honest, would be give yourself a break. Just give yourself a break. Just get through this. You know, you don't have to be the best teacher. You don't have to be the best cook. If you and your family survive this with smiles on your faces at the end, well, do you know what? That's all anybody could ask for. So that's kind of where I'm at. The other thing as well, as a Christian, that I think that God spoke to me very clearly about was that, you know, be still and know that I'm God. And that was really bizarre the first couple of weeks, because I just thought, you know, be still. What does that mean? You just go and lock yourself somewhere and, you know, just quietly sit there and be still? No. It's a different, Psalm 46 talks about a very, very different type of be still. And the start of that psalm talks about, you know, about God being our refuge and our strength. And then as you read on through the chapter, it does talk about be still. And it's not a stillness as in it's quiet, it's calm, because let me tell you, in my house with the 5 of us in at the minute, I mean, truthfully, it's like cleaning has become like cleaning your teeth while eating an Oreo at the same time. That's what it's been like. So it's not that kind of still, but it's just as still as in a confidence and a reassurance that God's got this and that He is in control. He's still on the throne, and actually we can just, the be still is about a resting and about an assurance. It's not about being quiet and sitting doing nothing, because anybody with more than 2 in the house will realise that there's quite a lot to be done. So yeah, be still. Be still and be confident to know that God's got this. We are coming out the other side of it, and that He is in control of all of that. And just in your heart, just trust. Lean not on your own understanding, but just trust that actually, you know, God has big things out the other side of this for all of us. So yeah, look forward to hearing the rest of your snippets and the rest of your videos. Keep safe and have fun for the rest of lockdown, everyone. Bye.